Did you know that a Black woman has developed an optimal African-centered worldview that has the power to liberate and heal the Black mind and invoke unity across all cultures? I know, right? Let me introduce you to Dr. Linda James Myers and her theory on optimal psychology. Welcome to part 1 of my 6-part series honoring Black women psychologists throughout history. Hey, I'm Raven, a PhD student in counseling psychology, and I specialize in Black women's mental health and psychology with a special emphasis on strong Black womanhood and wellness. And we're talking mind, body, spirit, and community, holistic wellness. Welcome. Dr. Linda James Myers is a professor emerita at The Ohio State University in the College of Arts and Sciences, in the Department of African American and African Studies, in the College of Medicine, and in the Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Health. She sits on the board of directors at the Marcus Garvey Institute for Human Development. She is the former dean for the Graduate School of Psychology at New College of California, and she is the founder and executive director of the Center for Optimal Thought. To learn more about Dr. Linda James Myers, I have included the links in all of the places. At the end of this, you'll see a references list. Very psychology grad student of me, but you'll be able to check out her website there. So let's get into Dr. Linda James Myers' contribution. And I love saying her entire name. It's so good. Dr. Linda James Myers. Okay? Does anyone call her LJM? No? Okay. Dr. Linda James Myers gave us 2 things: optimal psychology, also known as optimal conceptual theory, as well as belief systems analysis. So you can think about optimal psychology as sort of the framework of her philosophy on, I guess, human suffering, as well as well-being. And then you can think of belief systems analysis as a therapeutic approach to move clients from that suboptimal worldview to that optimal African-centered worldview. And let's get into that a little bit further. So optimal psychology is rooted in African and Native American psychology, which is dope. It posits that there is an optimal worldview that emphasizes the interrelatedness and interconnectedness of all living people and things, right? It provides a framework for shifting consciousness to experience a healthy, holistic, integrative reality that is sustainable. There are some key notes here that I've written down in all of my research on Dr. Linda James Myers and optimal psychology. And first, it's that there is an emphasis on the collective good of humankind. There is a greater emphasis on spirituality as opposed to material external factors that we tend to look at in more traditional Western or Euro-American psychology. Balance and harmony are big things in optimal psychology. Self-definition and empowerment. I really like this one. Really defining who you are for yourself and not allowing others or systems to tell you who you are. African deep thought is another key feature of optimal psychology. And African deep thought says that Africa is the source of human civilization. Yes. It centers community and belonging, right? And becoming. So we're seeing this shift from individualistic values to more collectivist values, right? And then finally, it's about overcoming conceptual incarceration. And this phrase really intrigues me. This is really a liberation psychology phrase. This is all about freeing the mind, right? Helping folks release themselves and break free from oppressive systems. Dr. Linda James Myers says that the Western way of understanding knowledge through the senses places value on external accomplishments and status, right? You see that individualistic value there, or those individualistic values. And she says that this leads to suboptimal ways of relating to others, right? Many folks who have adopted white supremacist beliefs are operating from this suboptimal worldview. She says that an unhealthy, fractured, suboptimal worldview is dominant in much of Western society and underlies racism and other inequities. In developing optimal psychology, Dr. Myers set out to do 2 things, really, right? The first one is to figure out why someone might adopt white supremacist values and beliefs, right? That's the first goal that she set out to achieve. And the second thing is to provide a psychological framework for understanding, get this, the fortitude, resilience, and moral acumen within non-immigrant African Americans, right? So she wanted to see the perspective of the oppressor as well as the strengths of the oppressed. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so that has been my dive into optimal psychology. I think it's fascinating, and anything that claims to increase the likelihood of unity across all cultures has my attention. I hope to do much more work in this area. I had the pleasure of seeing Dr. Myers speak at my first ABSI conference, and she was lovely. She was like friendly and kind of funny and motherly and smart, and she seemed wise and all the things. So I hope to learn more from Dr. Myers. Okay, so why does this matter? Why should you care about optimal psychology? The first thing, it can lead to unity across all cultures. Hello. I mean, you know, I love this conversation of, is unity a thing that can be accomplished? And I think it's a great question and a great conversation to continue to have. But again, anytime we're talking about unity, you have my attention. The second reason why this matters, she has had success with implementing this African-centered worldview with her clients. I mean, she's been doing this for decades in her own practice. This has been proven to be effective, and so it's worthy of checking out. And the final reason why I'm really excited to share Dr. Linda James Myers' work on optimal psychology with you is because I really want you to take a few moments, take some time to evaluate your own belief system and compare it to Dr. Linda James Myers' optimal psychology worldview, and see how you measure up, right? See if there are some places where you think you can do a little bit of work. So as a reminder, when you are thinking about your own beliefs and comparing it, right, to Dr. Myers' optimal African-centered worldview, what you're going to be looking for is, do you have a sense or a desire for the collective good of humankind? Do you truly want us to succeed as a people? Does spirituality play a role in your life? Why or why not? If so, how much? Do you place a ton of emphasis on material external factors like validation from other people? Balance and harmony. Take stock of your own life. Do you see balance and harmony within your life? What about your values? Are your values balanced and harmonious? These are all great questions. Self-definition and empowerment. Do you have a good sense of who you are? Is who you are derived from your experiences in life, from the lessons that you have learned? Or does your sense of self reflect things that other people have imposed upon you? And then finally, African deep thought. Right? Do you value community? Do you value that sense of becoming, right? That sense of ever evolving, that sense of never quite arriving, but just always existing and being. And that is perfect in and of itself. And then finally, are you liberated? Are you free? Do you have a free mind? Are you a free thinker? Or are you still a product of the system? I invite you to reflect on your own values. I invite you to reflect on how those values came about. Where did they come from? Were they imposed upon you? Did you get them through life lessons? Were they hard lessons to learn? Did it always come easy? Reflect on your values. I invite you to reflect on whether they are individualistic or collectivist values. Individualistic means that the focus is on the self. The individual, right? Individualistic, the individual. It's on the individual's achievement in their journey in life and how far they can get in life. This viewpoint is often adopted in Western cultures like the United States. Or are your values more collectivist? Do you value the greater good of all of humankind? Do you value how well your community is doing? How well your people are doing? Do you value the journey? The process. I invite you to do some of that values work. Check out the references list that I'm going to have for you at the bottom of this video, probably on my website, in all of the places. I invite you to check out that reference list, look into Dr. Linda James Myers and her work. And to Dr. Linda James Myers, we honor you, we appreciate you, we love you, not just during Black History Month, but always. And for the rest of time, thank you for your contributions. And as a future Black psychologist, a future Black woman psychologist myself, I thank you deeply. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.